Yes. You always needed one contrarian. What is up, everyone? How y'all doing today? It's Wednesday, which means it's D&D Day. Praise be the Eldritch Beast that we call Fallen. We're just getting ready. We're still waiting on a person to come on in. I actually be back in a little bit. I do apologize about that. Tonight's game, just to let you guys know, tonight's game, as with every night's game, is brought to you by Gemhammer and Sons Gaming. More better game stuff. Save 10% on everything at gemhammer.com/shop. Again, it's gemhammer.com/shop by using code SCARVESUP. That is SCARVESUP. Thank you to them for being a sponsor. Now for other things, Voice is on Discord. Any sound effects or music you hear will come from Roll20, and the game is on Roll20. Alrighty, I'm back. Have you banished the Cheeto? Rav? Did he banish the Cheeto? From your chair, or was it Ozzy in your chair? How? He has no claws or teeth. However, he'll just get your pocket knife. Chris, take all the time you need. Oh, here's helping. you say that, and he's just gonna like level it up and just like measure twice, cut once. I like that too. Well played. Well played. All right, are we all here? Yeah, Barack Owen. I know you can't hear them yet. We are it's still in the pre-stage. I do apologize about that. I don't turn on the headphones for the game until I get the go ahead from everyone. Um, yeah. Uh, I feel like Kamari kind of needs to take the recap just because of how big we ended last week. Doing good. Ready to play. Itching. Yep. And we don't care because we love you. We really do. I've already yelled at Jackie to stop poking you. I mean, that's about. You said is at your ankle, which is about her height. I'm sorry. That was a. Alrighty. All wings report in. The the Boy Scouts here. Kamari, with the tradition, please. Ah, yes, thank you. Traditions are important. And now, without any further ado, we bring you over to Kamari with the recap. Take it away, Kamari.
The recap. You want a recap? You want a recap? My daughter is in a burning building, and you want a recap? Are you crazy?
Yes, I am.
I think
My
if
daughter's
we
in a burning
feed her
building.
A little bit more sugar, she'll get to that like sweet pitch that dogs can hear.
No, but like for real though, when last we saw our intrepid adventurers, we had like some heart to hearts, and people were like, "Oh my goodness." Like, we let this dude go in the library, and we're like, "Oh my god, where did he go?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I have a necklace." And I was like, "Well, would you go get the necklace?" And we looked for the necklace, and it was like gone. Weird. So Zero talked to Maxwell, and Maxwell was like, "I saw a cat." I'm like, cool. And we were like, all right. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of cats. He's like, well, no, like, it was a cat, like you guys, a cat, like not like a me a cat, like a you a cat. But it wasn't like the boy cat because like he's a turd. So I'm like, oh my god, weird. Like, can't find the necklace. So I went to Nishka's lab and was like, oh my god, this is super cool. Meanwhile, that I totally don't know about, everyone's having like a discussion with Kaminoth and one of the Inquisition dudes, and he was like, oh, Kaminoth was like, oh hey, by the way, like don't touch this stuff. And what did I do immediately prior to that? I touched the stuff. So that was cool. It was super cool because like I learned a whole bunch, kind of, and then on my way home, I was like, oh my god, all these notes are like super cool. And then, something smells like smoke. Like I thought someone burnt popcorn. And then I got closer, and then I saw that it was my house, and I was like, oh my god, my daughter's in there. And that's what happened.
Huh.
I got like 2 words of that, but I.
Take a D12.
Yep. Yep. If he
Take a
could-
deep breath.
Yeah. Yeah. If he, I'm pretty sure.
If by deep breath you mean more caffeine, then yes. Absolutely.
Fallen, I'm pretty sure, if possible, that was worth even D20 right there.
D12 is as good as you get.
I know it is, but still, you know what I mean.
So
my red solo cup of inspiration. It's got some good stuff in there.
So we pick up where we left off. Kamari frantically trying to get through the barricade of friendly neighbors who are currently trying to put her house out.
I actually have a question before we do that. Would this house fire trigger the city of the alarm system, the local alarm system, not the citywide, but the local?
Not yet.
Okay.
That triggers on 2 houses.
Okay.
But the fire's raging. Your neighbors are frantically trying to calm you down. In the background, you hear the school bells ringing. Kamari, give me a perception test.
Eight.
Oh.
Why can't I see the rolls?
You may not. Are you on the right tab?
It took a while for that perception roll to show up for me.
Yeah.
That's because it took a while for me to get to my computer.
No, all I see is like the boxes for people typing or whatnot, and nothing else.
You might need to. You might need to
You
clear
may
out.
need to clear out your cache because I was having trouble getting into the game fully. In any case, Kamari, you don't notice anything around you. You barely notice the 2 dudes literally holding you back.
Let me go. That's my daughter. She's like you know that screeching like panic level where it's like sort of words but also not words. It's more just like sound and emotion at once. It's that.
They don't know what you're saying, but the dogs around you are going wild.
Meanwhile, as the scene is going on, Kamara, you see part of the house collapse, more flames shoot forward. Neighbors are rushing to try and keep it under control. Feel free to give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh
18.
no. Oh no.
Tavo, let's see what. the
I'd like to
hell
cast
it does.
protection from fire, please.
Okay. Zero and Tavo, both of you feel free to make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Both me.
Athletics or acrobatics. 7.
Zero wins.
0 always
Kamari?
wins.
You break free of the 2 guys holding you. There's a flash of something white. You just dance around it. And then the next thing you know, a wall just comes out of nowhere and you're pinned.
I bet you that wall smells familiar.
She has no idea what it is. I think that
You
is.
forgot to turn this off. Yo, Diego, thank you for that so much for that follow.
No, it meets.
All right.
I'd also like to.
She's like hissing and scratching and flailing.
I would also like to immediately cast Create Water as much as I can.
That's gonna. You know that thing where you're doing a little thing against a really big thing?
I mean, I could also just cast Control Water too, like have all the water in the area.
Well, no, creating water is actually not bad because there's probably a trough you can start filling up, which will shorten their trip. But there's probably something a little better you can cast at the moment.
Actually, I think I know what it is. It's a cantrip, right? It's Thaumaturgy.
Not a cantrip.
I thought no, it's Thaumaturgy. I can bring down the. I can.
It only works on stuff as big as a campfire, Tavo.
This is
Yeah.
a lot bigger than a campfire.
Yeah, there's a very particular spell you have that can probably help immensely at the moment.
Calm emotion for one. I know that much.
Bingo.
And yeah, so I'll cast that on Kamari.
Thank
I'll
you.
also
Hold on. But before you get too ahead of yourself, as soon as you cast it, Kamari,
That's a nat 20 wisdom save. Just saying.
Oh, did you actually?
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
made a saving throw with a nat 20 plus 1.
Never mind.
I'm going to keep holding her.
Wouldn't you say that she would have disadvantage at this point because she wouldn't have her mind on anything other than trying to get in there?
Which is what you're trying to
side
stop
note?
her from doing.
Kamari's worst stat is wisdom, and the one time I get a good wisdom saving throw is versus Tavo's calm emotion.
Literally for something negative. Wow.
Zero, give me another athletics versus acrobatics check.
Athletics or acrobatics on my end?
Whichever one.
I'd also just like to cast Enhance Ability on Zero.
Boom.
Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it.
You are
Yep.
not going anywhere.
I mean,
Hold on. At Zero, as you get this, you literally take her and pin her to the ground.
Zero? Please tell me.
You-
You.
Relax. Relax.
we have her.
Where is she?
She's right here. All right. And I actually bring back a wing. I was trying to hide the flames from them, but I bring back a wing and there she
And-
is.
Sure enough, behind Tavo, holding Lily, is Shannon looking at you very concerned.
Mari bursts into tears. Shannon! Shannon! Zero, let me up.
Are you
Zero, let me up.
okay? Okay. I get up and I help her to her feet.
Kamari runs over to Shannon, drops to her knees, and just wraps her arms around Shannon and is just sobbing onto Shannon's shoulder.
Shannon just sort of wraps one arm around her. Lily will wrap the other arm around her and kind of hold her. And the two of you just see from sort of behind the shaking Kamari, Shannon going, "I got this," and kind of giving you the Go handle the house motion.
And I go. I start like I've become like one of those helicopters you see at fighting forest fires.
Okay, so you're circling and just create water or straight
Yeah.
over top of the thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Create water and then like the third level,
Zero?
which is a 30-gallon thing. I'll
What do
burn
you do?
all my spell slots pretty much.
I'm gonna find the nearest barrel, literally rip open the top, and just help deliver water to the.
I like to make a note that the amount of water I did was 110 gallons of water.
That's fine. After about 30 minutes of the two of you just kind of going at this, the fire is under control. Everything's fine. The neighbors start kind of tell you guys same thing they told Kamari last week, that there was just this loud whoosh and suddenly everything was on fire.
Now that it's under control, can I try to put it out myself?
It's out.
Oh, it's out completely. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Is
not
there
under control. It's
Is
out.
there anything left?
Yeah, it's overall surprisingly the fire damage seems to have been restricted mostly to Kamari's lab.
Oh
With a little bit here and there around the sort of living room and a few other places. It's going to require a lot of repairs, but it's salvageable. And about this time, Kamari, you would have calmed down enough to think rationally.
Am I capable of that to begin with?
Hey.
Shannon, you're okay, right?
Shush, you're not there.
Shannon just kind of nods and is just holding you by other side of your face going, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. She's just been chanting this at you for the last 20 minutes.
Kamari leans in and gives her a kiss on the forehead. You really are the best research assistant in the whole wide world.
She just sort of smiles.
I love you, kiddo.
She just gives you a big hug and goes, I know you were scared. It's all right. We can't all be brave.
Ooh.
Thanks, kiddo.
I'm gonna take Tavo inside and assess
Yeah.
the damage.
Yeah. I'm gonna go inside.
Oh no, I dragged you inside. Let
I'm
them have a
going.
moment.
No, I'm going inside too. But I'm also gonna be like looking for anything, and especially if there's any clues.
Again, you guys find that the place is salvageable. There's not a lot of damage inside. Kamari kind of picked the place well. The lab was fairly contained. Just mostly the roof of the lab that was the biggest weak point.
Can we find any of her stuff from the lab that's salvageable?
The lab is a ruin.
Okay.
Shannon,
You-
I'm so sorry. I don't. I'm sorry.
She just squeezes you. It's okay. It's just stuff.
Yeah, that can all be replaced. You can't. You too, Lily. Come here. Come here. I need a hug from you. Like a real hug. No. Come on. I don't care. Come on. Real hug. Come on.
Lily just kind of bounds up, wraps her arms around your neck, and squeezes like most toddlers do. Or most young children do, sorry. Not sure why I said
I was
toddler.
like, she's 11.
Yeah.
But she does this, the typical thing most kids do, just latches on around your neck and squeezes until you can't breathe.
Oh no. Kamari looks to Shannon dead in the face, takes one finger, puts it on Kamari takes one of her own fingers and puts it on her nose and goes, I am not telling the halflings. That's all you.
Shannon just kind of looks at you and goes, "No, no, 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 no! You're not putting this
No,
one
no,
on
no.
me."
I knows it. I knows it. I knows it. You're telling the halflings. See, look, knows it. You're telling the halflings.
Tavo can do it.
Oh, and tell them it wasn't my fault.
We're
I'm not
inside, Zero. We're inside. Shut up.
I'm not telling them anything. I'm just telling. Hey, Tavo.
You hear?
This does
Like
mean-
Tavo? Like Tavo's just looking around, but he kind of hears the conversation, and when he hears his name, he just sighs.
No, you don't hear the conversation.
I
You just
don't.
hear your name being called.
I come on out. Yeah, what's up? By the way, Kamari.
You're it on telling the halfling.
I'm
You're it. It's your job. Enjoy that. Side note, Shannon, you're gonna have to stay there for a little while. Is that gonna be okay?
I will not have it. You guys are staying. You can stay with me. We have plenty of room.
Have you met Millie and Tolson?
And
They're not leaving this girl anywhere by herself. We have
I'm not saying they are. But
investigations to do. You want to stay home the whole time
I'm just saying, you guys.
that we're investigating?
Hey.
With the
Kamari,
girls?
Kamari. I am saying that when we are home, until this is fixed, you guys are staying with me. I don't want to hear any. Like, you are more than welcome to stay with me as long as you need.
I think I should probably stay with Millie and Tolson too. I owe them a lot of explaining.
Okay, you're going to be staying with them? You're going to be staying with them? I pat her on the back. Have fun telling them.
Oh, no, I'm not telling them.
Yeah,
I already knows it. See, look, hand still on nose.
Also, can I make a perception check?
For what?
Where's Kamari's partner? I want to see if Tavo actually notices it.
Kamari's partner?
Yeah, we made a pact that we go in partners. So I want to see if Tavo notices this.
Wait. Say this.
I'm very confused. What?
We're supposed to be traveling in pairs.
Oh, Mayru.
Yeah. So I want to make I'm going to see a perception check to see if
Meru's you. It doesn't dawn on you. You guys have had a little bit more to focus on than.
I know, but now that the
Kamari
fire's
traveling
out,
alone.
I know that now that the fire's out and whatnot, I want to see if it clicks for
No.
Tavo. Like, okay. And Kamari, I have some bad news.
Yeah.
Your lab.
Yeah, I figured.
It's,
Honestly,
it's
the
like
most important stuff is in here, and she holds up her
Yeah.
notebook that she keeps on her all day, every day.
No.
Does not let it
The most
out of her sight.
the most important are the two of them behind you, as well as yourself.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I actually say that. I'm like, no.
Research-wise.
The most important thing is this. And I put my hand on Kamari and on Lily. Not Shannon. Everything else is
Yeah, but-
secondary.
I'm talking research, boys. All I need's in
Hey.
here.
Yeah, they're gonna need a third arm if they want to keep trying indicating specific people who are important.
We have four
Well,
limbs.
I mean,
I-
you
We
can't
have
do that in
four
public.
limbs.
I didn't point to anybody. I didn't put my hands on anybody. I just literally named them.
I
So-
have four limbs.
The question comes: where is the party going first?
Well, we got to get the girls and Kamari, I guess, settled in with the halflings.
Yep, but there's one other place you guys need to go. There are
The
two other people
Inquisition.
who. Well, no, there are two
Yeah.
other people who currently
have
need
to
to be
go.
informed.
Well, we don't need to go anywhere. I pull out the Rocky Talkie. Hey, Russ.
Don't you dare.
Saronis.
What,
Can
Tavo?
I have the rock, please?
We need. You have yours to Ravelin. Meet us at the halflings. Now.
What
it-
happened this time?
I'm fine, Ronnie.
Everyone, I want to preface this with
Well,
everyone's.
no, my sister's involved. You there?
I want to. I'm gonna preface this with everything's fine. Everyone is fine.
How about
No.
you shut up and meet me there?
Okay.
Kamari holds Shannon's hand the entire walk there. He does
And
not let go.
how big are my wings, by the way? Like, what's my wingspan?
Large, but I think Kamari has got this.
I mean, enough to encompass both Kamari and Shannon in one wing.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
But- She's got this. You have another tag along, don't forget.
I know.
Animal, not an albatross.
Well, I mean, I put Lily on my back like a piggyback ride,
So,
and I
want you
actually
guys-
I actually
I want
fly
you guys to
slowly
roll
off the
me
ground.
Tavo.
Sorry,
I want somebody to roll me a D2.
I'll do it. 2.
Saronis, Ravelin, you guys arrive at the halflings first.
I knock at the door.
It's actually Tolson that answers this time. Kind of-
Shoes down. Shoes down. No kitchen knives.
No, Millie's a shoe.
but
Relax. I don't think they're
Yeah.
going to attack you this time.
I'm just saying, we're here in peace. I was told to come here by Kamari. I don't know what's going on.
And
Tolson
they
just
said
kind
they'd
of
explain
raised
when
his
they
brow.
got here.
Come in.
If it's all the
Oh,
same
it
to you, I'd
does-
actually like to wait out have it with my sister.
Fallen, does Kameneth know any recipes that I could give Tolson?
No, he wasn't very much of a cook. What was that statement, Russ?
I'll be right back.
I said if it's not offensive, I'd rather wait outside. I'd like a word with my sister.
No, you sit inside. You can take her outside once she gets here, but if she has to explain what's going on, it's better if she explains it to everyone.
All right.
Kamari she doesn't even knock on the door. She just walks right on in. Hey, Millie, Tolson, Shannon has something to explain.
Millie is, as soon as you open the door and start shouting, Millie is just standing there with her arms crossed, giving you a "What did you do now?" look.
Shannon's explanation, not mine. Kamari like holds both hands up, like, oh, nope.
I'm back.
Millie just kind of keeps looking at you and going, "Shannon,
Shannon's explanation? Did something happen at school?
Actually, I
I
was
know.
told. Actually, I was voluntold to do this. So,
Tavo, you immediately feel Millie's eyes lock on you like
yeah,
targeting reticles."
I know. I want to preface this by looking at both Kamari and Shannon, and I
Can I
overly
get a time out here?
exaggerate.
Before Chavo takes the next 20 minutes of our lives,
Shush.
Myra,
Hold on.
I just want to preface this. They are okay. All right?
Yeah, they're all there.
except
Hold on.
with me.
Hold on. Quiet. So they are okay.
I think
And-
Fallen wants to say something.
And
Bravo.
Fallen, go ahead. Yeah?
What were you about to say, Zero?
I believe that this is the first time that me and Tavo have been in their presence at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is.
Oh, we'll get to that.
No, there was a time. Yeah, we went out to dinner.
No, Zero
No,
wasn't
this-
there.
Oh, that's
This
right.
This is the true first time that we've been in their presence together.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Anyway, so,
That was all.
you're right. But,
You just
They-
feel the eyes narrow as she's waiting.
listen, there was a fire at Kamari's house, but they're okay. See? They're okay. They're okay.
Millie
Everyone's
just
okay.
holds her hand up.
I swear to God, if you say they're okay one more time, you're not going to be.
Don't want to be hurt.
Millie's just holding a hand up at Tavo, looks back and goes, Seronis, you hush. Turns back, looks dead at Kamari and goes, what does he mean, fire?
The kind that, like, burn stuff. Kamari's, like, looking down at the floor, like, oh no. Oh dear.
She kind of looks over. Shannon, you feeling okay? She just kind of nods. Go into the kitchen. Tolson will make you something hot to drink. We'll all sit down and find out what's going on. As soon as Shannon's
will
out
you go
of,
with her? Lily, will you join Shannon, please?
Lily nods and runs off. And as soon as the two children are out of line of sight, Millie's eyes just turn back at you, Kamari. Why don't you have a seat?
Can I just take a
Yes,
deep?
ma'am.
Can I take just a 1 point of glaring damage just because of the eyes?
No. But she looks at you two. You two should have a seat as well.
Yes, ma'am. And I immediately plop down on a seat, very proper like though.
As soon as everyone's sitting at the table, Millie will pull up a chair next to, like directly across from Kamari, and just go, how about you take it from the top?
Okay, so I lived on the islands, back to the islands, and then
Not that top, the top of today.
I went to Nishka's lab and found out some cool stuff, and then I came home, and then my house was on fire, and then everything was fine.
Wait a second.
I would like
You?
to reiterate my previous question. Where is Meru?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where is Mary? We made an agreement not to be alone. When me and Zero came up, there is no Meru. Kamari, what did you do?
No, he's fine. He's
Kamari,
he's still with Father Acacius. He's fine.
you broke your word.
I'm sorry. Okay,
No,
it's really cool.
No, this isn't an. I'm sorry. It seems like lately you're taking lessons in stupid.
Yeah, you're making it. You're
Hold
making
on. I'm trying to
Seronis.
speak. I'm trying to speak. And stop trying to make this about insulting me. Secondly, first there was the locket that you decided not to mention to anybody until it was stolen, and now you're going off by yourself with someone clearly targeting not only me anymore.
Seronis.
He's not wrong.
He's not, but
I'm.
but.
Taro, what's in your head?
According to you, apparently only air.
I know it seems like it.
There's not only air in there, Kamari.
Wait,
Like, we're all trying to stay safe, but you're just off in La La Land.
we don't want to lose you.
Mari just folds her arms, looks down. Got distracted.
This
Not like we
is,
don't all make mistakes.
we do make mistakes, but this is you could have gotten very hurt, and we would.
Was anybody working on anything before we left? Because I
No,
know the boys
The only
took
thing I had,
the kids to school.
yeah, the only thing I had was just finished up Zero's blender backs, and I gave it back to him. That was it.
I think
I was
they
working on
know.
my thesis.
Yeah, I think they know better than to keep an experiment running when no one's there.
I was just wondering if it was something that could have still had a reaction after.
If you put the wrong two textbooks together and they explode, trust me, I've tried. It doesn't work that way.
Millie would just kind of put her hands on the table, just loud enough to make it sound. Well, I think somebody better start explaining why there was a bomb or a fire in Kamari's house, and why you're all harping on her about traveling in pairs. What
I
haven't
immediately-
you been telling us?
I immediately point to Seronis with my nose, with a finger on my nose. Nope. Nope.
You too, Tavo. Come on.
Are you 6 years old, Tavo?
You're the one that got in jail.
Apparently,
Okay.
we all have those
So-
traits.
Long story short, I got framed for blowing up a museum. They finally got their heads out of their butts, meaning the Inquisition, not these people, though they left me rotting there for a few days.
He did not leave you rotting.
Tavo, you put this on me, let me explain. Anyway, so we discovered it may be a former associate of mine. And we encountered said associate who had rendered Tavo unconscious and planned to blow up the library. We managed to stop that, but apparently afterwards Kamari found something, which the next day went missing.
We still don't know what that's about yet.
Well, we know that there was a tabaxi in her home when it went missing. That is what we understand.
We just know that a cat was there, not when it went missing.
I'm sorry, it was there when you lost it, and then when you went to pick it up, it was gone. The cat was there in the interim. So therefore, the cat was there in the approximate time it was gone. Anyway, so we all made an agreement that no one would go out.
You kind of broke up
Yeah,
there.
and you made an agreement and no one go off was what we last heard.
So we made an agreement that no one would go off by themselves. But clearly that doesn't apply to all of us.
Hold up your butt and turn sideways today.
Kamari, we could have lost you. I think that's a pretty big thing right there.
And it was, all right.
That's the synopsis as we stand. Oh, and apparently Kamai's house just randomly burned down.
I don't
Her
think it was
house
random.
didn't burn down. Her house, by and large, is fine.
I'm
It
sorry,
said-
her house randomly got lit on fire, and please note, I am using the term randomly rather sarcastically.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. But the lab was destroyed.
All right. First things first. You two. Points at Tavo and Zero. Kitchen.
Okay.
Kitchen.
I get up and go to the kitchen.
Yes. Get up and go to the kitchen.
Yes, Mom.
Next. You, pointing at Ravelin, take Mr. Cranky outside for a few minutes. He needs to cool his head.
Only if you teach me how to do that. I've never seen them go off so cowed before.
Oh, you'll learn.
Come on, Fluffy. Grab Serenus and head outside for a minute. Oh, I don't think you're going to be sitting at a table, Zero. I think you're going to be doing dishes.
I'm not
You
rolling my
probably-
sleeves.
You probably hear more yelling from outside.
As soon as everyone else is gone, Millie gets up, walks around the table, stands right in front of Kamari.
Mari looks down. Right at Millie.
Millie then just steps in, pulls Kamari into a hug, and just goes, "It's gonna be okay."
I thought. Millie, I'm so scared.
I know, darling. I know how it feels. But she's safe. And she kind of steps back and looks at you and goes, "And next time you're going to include us before you do any of these kind of shenanigans."
Well, I was actually gonna ask if I could crash here for a bit. Trust me, you're better than any Inquisition at keeping Shannon safe.
You just sort of smirk. You thought you were going to get a choice.
No, not even a little bit. I do have a question though. Did you work as an interrogator at any point? Because I'm pretty sure you could definitely make some good money.
No, but I have to feed a bunch of children.
Fair enough.
Now, you were saying you were. Tell me what happened. Your day, your day, and everyone. Just what happened to you?
Well, it's a pretty long story overall. Maybe tomorrow, if that's okay.
Well, I don't need details. I just want to play by play. I want to know how this played out.
Well, this guy going after the Inquisition, I think, and I think I just got caught in the crosshairs.
She'll nod. All right then. All right. Well, for now, I just want you to tell me what your steps today were, so I can figure out how this all played out. And just as Kamari starts to speaking, we cut away to Tavo and Zero sitting at the table inside next to the children. The table inside, by the way, is halfling size, so
Not sitting at the table.
and Tolson is just kind of scooping up little treats for the kids and just staring the two of you down.
I just do a little wave at him. Hi, Tolson.
I simply nod.
After he gets done with the kids and everything, he just walks over, stands behind the two of you so you're within whisper range. Kids are staying here. You
No
two?
doubt.
He just kind of points at the two of you. If you expect me to be okay with you being with Kamari, you two need to step up your game. Because this, he just kind of gestures, this is unacceptable.
Be right back.
I actually turn around and whisper, like, what did you want me to do? Zero, it was me and Zero going to get the girls.
Fix it.
Tolson. I would do anything for her.
Tavo, do better.
How so?
I don't know. I'm not you, but figure it out.
I can't be with her the entire time.
Then make sure somebody else will be.
We tried, and she walked away from it.
No, from what it sounded like, you guys were all yelling, sent her off with somebody who had other business, who is also currently all by themselves, and I don't see any of you getting up in arms about that.
They are at the Inquisition, and we're going to go get them after.
And where was this lab that she was going?
At the Inquisition.
So, what?
What do you mean?
Sounds
so
like all
what?
she- So,
Supposed to do? She had to come back and meet with you guys for the kids.
We have
She's-
these. And I pull out my walkie-talkie and I show it to him. She could have called Ravlin, and Ravlin could have told us. We would have gone to pick her up. Tolson, I know what you mean. When I saw her house on fire, my heart dropped.
just
I
understand
I
what
do.
she's understand what you think was going on versus what she thought was going on.
I know that. If
So standing here beating her up about it,
I wasn't trying to beat her up.
wasn't trying and listen, Muhammad Ali, you may not have been trying, but that's what you were doing.
Because I didn't want to lose her.
That's fine.
You know how worried I was when I saw that?
There's a time and a place. And a woman who thinks she lost her child is neither the time nor the place. Am I clear?
Yes.
Crystal.
Now, I'm going to take care of the kids. You two are going to go back out there once she's done talking and make yourselves useful. Capiche?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They can be taught. At which point he'll turn, start making his way back into the depths of the kitchen. And we cut away to Rav and Saronis.
We took the take him for a walk outside a little too far, maybe?
Investigate what's left of Kamari's lab to see if we can find any clues about how it was started.
To see if the fire's even out yet.
It is out. That was...
Yeah. The fire is... You guys find the fire out.
Okay.
Most of the place is just drenched in water, and from the outside it looks destroyed. From the inside, it's not nearly as bad.
Alright, well, while we're here, even if we don't find anything, we can at least take them a couple of changes of clothes. Clothes can be cleaned and dried, so that won't be any issue.
Yeah.
I'll let you deal with the fashion aspect.
Yeah, Ravelin, you're able to find clothes enough for about a week.
Okay.
Saronis, this is a strange one.
Let me know if you need any help in there. Kaminoth's pretty good at investigation.
Okay.
But Saronis, this one's a pretty strange one. There's no sign of a bomb.
Can I make a check of some variety to see what it is?
Well, it's easy enough to find out what it is. What I mean by it isn't one of the bombs. Like he didn't set up one of the devices. This was a jerry-rigged explosive device based on reagents and stuff he found in Kamari's lab.
So he used what was already there.
Mm-hmm.
By using what was here and not bringing him anything with him, that would lean towards it not being a planned attack?
No, it would lead towards it being planned because that means that he probably got the idea just by being in the... Well, sorry. Whoever it was got the idea from being in the lab and seeing what it was. And I'm reasonably sure there's only been one person in the lab thus far. The unknown Tabaxi.
Are there any clues or any signatures here?
Both of you feel free to give me an investigation check.
Well, I'm blatantly useless.
That's okay. I've got a little help. A little voice in the back of my head going, "Look over there!"
It's more like, turn right. No, your other right. No, you're first right. Do you know your right from your left? That's the voice.
In either case, Rav, you don't find anything, but it's the lack of stuff that makes you curious.
It's a lack of stuff. Like, lack of what? I mean,
You're not sure, but it looks as if
there's more stuff missing that can be accounted for by fire damage?
yeah,
Oh,
like on her desk there
yeah.
on her desk it very much seems like certain things were taken rather than suffer the fire damage, because a couple of them probably would probably leave residues and so forth, but they're just not.
Oh,
There's also an area that carried some stacks of her papers that seems to be
less ashy?
burned, but it doesn't have a pile of burned up papers or anything.
Yeah, no paper ash. Okay. So, I'll draw a layout of the map, or of the room, kind of like as seen from the perspective of sitting at the desk, to mark the areas where I think something is missing from, and that way we can show Kamari and she can tell us what was there, or what should have been there at least, to give us an idea of what's going on here. Because this now looks like a fire to cover up a theft.
After breaking into her lab that time, would I have any idea?
Insight check, maybe? Or
Months
history?
ago.
You're not sure, to be honest.
Alright, I suppose we go back to the others with what Rav found.
Is there anything else that you would like to do while we're here? Because I know if we don't pick up Mayor's kitchen tools to keep them safe, he's gonna murder all of us in our breakfast.
Um, right now, I'd say, yeah, grab the kitchen equipment.
Not like all of it, like just the knife set, I think.
So you collect the knives and you make your way back towards Millie and Tolson's.
When you walk in the door, Kamari's like wiping some salt and salt water off her cheeks.
Sona stands by the door.
Oh,
I'm Kamari.
yeah.
Can I talk to you for a minute outside?
Can you yell at me more?
No, I won't.
I got some spare
Alright.
clothes for the girls and for you.
You're so good, thank you. What, you mean my lab chic isn't good enough for you? Come on, give Ravelin a wink.
I will drag you kicking and screaming into a proper closet if it's the last thing I do.
The player is biting her tongue, the player is biting her tongue, the player is biting her tongue.
Kamari's biting her tongue.
Probably.
No,
She gives Millie
or lower
she gives
lip.
Millie one last hug before going outside with Sarunas. What up, brother?
Okay. And he is actually going to make sure you're looking him in the eye.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Well, that's a loaded question, isn't it? Physically, yes. Emotionally, it's funny.
And
I'm
mentally,
not.
you've never been okay.
Pretty
At least
much. I'm
one
your
third of the
sister,
way.
after all.
Okay. And
It's
yes,
a
I
title
know
thing.
I yelled at you.
Yeah, you did. What was that all about?
Well, for Cheska's sake, you're going off on your own. Like, darn it, I'm worried.
Well, I didn't mean to. It's just, you know me.
Yes, you share
Known
my
you for years,
stripes.
Roni.
And frankly, I thought self-preservation actually ran in our family.
Well, it does. It's just,
It just runs really
Okay.
fast.
fake.
Okay. Now to the important things.
Yeah.
One, where are you staying?
Probably a million, Tolson.
Okay. Two, I suppose this could be discussed around everyone else, but did you learn anything useful at Nishka's?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna take a little more research, but
Three,
yeah, sort of.
do you know what time Meru's going to be done with Acacius?
No. I don't know. He's usually there doing paperwork till pretty late.
Okay.
I didn't even realize what time it was when I left.
So we're probably going to have to get someone there. Well, a couple summons, so. Anyway. I'm glad you're okay.
I love you too, Roni. Kamari will give her brother a hug. And a punch in the arm. And then
And
another
he'll
hug.
hug her back and flick her in the ear.
Ow, why do you always
The one without
go
the
for
piercings.
earrings?
I said the ear without the earrings, thank you. Because it seems to be the only ear you listen through.
Yeah, all the sparklies get in the way.
Exactly. Alright, let's get inside, because I think we found something you might want to be aware of.
Yeah, let's do that. Millie! Please tell me you have lemon tarts.
Coffee? Please?
Billy will step out, coffee and tarts, kind of looking at you three.
I've clothes and such for the girls, but might need laundering. Do you have that here, or should we send it out?
Millie, could I ask you a favor?
Of course.
I'm going to drop a pouch with 100 gold in her hand. Do you and Tolson mind taking the girls for a little bit and pick up new clothes for Kamari, new clothes for Shannon? We just need a little bit of time to discuss. I promise I will personally fill you in shortly.
Lily would nod, go back inside. Soon Tolson would come out with the kids. We'll be back in a few hours.
Kamari has her own plate of tarts at the table already. It's really amusing because she doesn't sit on the chair. She, like, cat perches on the arm of the chair
And
Because
Sonis
it's a small halfling-sized table.
Sonis, half paying attention, starts filling the mug of infinite coffee with the coffee that Millie brought out. He is absent-minded in this situation.
Is that the Zawava beans or whatever they are?
Zueda beans.
Zueda.
So Sonis takes a sip of
And as
his
good as
coffee.
they are, the halfling coffee probably tastes better.
I don't know. This mug of infinite coffee was made by Kamari, so it might be debatable. Anyway, not the point here.
I didn't
On
say. No, there's a difference between tasting and strength. So coffee can taste good but have little to no caffeine.
Yes, that's called dark roast.
Oh!
Anyway, moving on.
What do I know? I don't drink that stuff.
Alright, Kamari. So, when Raven and I went back to your lab, we did some investigating. By the way, sorry, we slipped off to investigate what caused the fire at your lab. It was
I figured.
it was purposefully caught, and we think they're trying to hide something they took.
I drew
Okay.
the layout of your lab and the various areas where I suspect something had been removed from.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Are me and Zero in on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Should be.
Just
We
double
said we were
checking.
gonna explain
Yeah, we're
it
all in the
to
kitchen.
everybody.
Okay, just double checking.
So yeah, this is as if you were sitting at your desk and that point of view. And these areas here, I'll point out on the desk and on the cabinet, don't have enough debris to match what I remember being there the last time I was in your lab, which was
Okay.
a lot more recently than Seronis.
Well, I've been working on my thesis, so these piles here, she'll indicate the bigger sections. Those were probably the text. Oh, the library's not going to be happy.
Textbooks?
Kamari, focus, please.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm working on a thing. It's still pretty early.
What is
So-
your thesis?
The rest. Please hold while the player pulls it up again.
Rav, the books pertaining to the thesis were burned.
It's a practical application for the theoretical dispersion of arcane physics using a throughput focus and an application of advanced particle quantum entanglement.
And for us Luddites who have no idea what that means.
Really cool stuff. Never done before.
Not
But-
descriptive enough.
It's still pretty early. It's not enough to want to steal anything over. It's just
Right.
preliminary arcane physics research. But
I hate to.
let me rephrase. So the stuff that's missing, those were my personal notes. They're sketches of some of the stuff I've worked on for you guys. I think I had some of the basics of the blenderbacks. I definitely had that in there.
You hear some rather unflattering words come out of Seronis' mouth in Dwarvish.
I'm gonna say language because I can guess, but
That's one of the ones I
Anyway,
don't have. You're lucky, Seronis. But yeah, let's keep it clean just in case any dwarves nearby. I'm sure you insulted something that should not have been said.
You probably insulted someone's
Oh.
beard.
I insulted a certain Tabaxi's mother.
don't talk about Mama like that. So
You're really
it
gonna
was.
cruel mother is mama?
So it wasn't the blunderbacks. It was the reload on it, which I guess would be probably not a good thing for someone to get a hold of. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. There was a couple other things in there. It's mostly what I was working on with with you guys and a little bit on the madness crystals that we found in Misty Meadows. I mean, I don't really keep most of my important stuff there. It's usually in my notebook.
Which you have.
Yeah, I have it. Trust me. I would never go anywhere without that.
Okay, so they have some data on our missions to date and some of the components of, but not the whole of the items that you've made for us.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I
And
knew
what about
exactly
the
which
items
stacks.
that
I
were
can tell
in-
you what was in it because I gave them alphabetized. But yeah, that's most
Everything
of
was
it.
gone off of that one cabinet.
Yeah, that's most of my prototyping work. I mean, the core of it is here in the notebook, but again, there's
Auxiliary sketches and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
problem
he's got
solving notes.
incomplete pictures of what you've been working on. And I
Yeah.
say he non-specifically. It's just logical to think that it's Pearl. But then again, if his targets are to hinder the Inquisition, this is not hindering the Inquisition. It's hindering us. Which is
But
if he wants us
we
to
are the
delay or
Inquisition.
derail our not in the same sense. We are part of the Inquisition, but what he's done to your lab is not going to halt the Inquisition. It's only going to halt us and our investigation of him.
Maybe that's the point though, because
I know.
we sent
My
all.
point is that the investigation or his actions are now becoming more personal. He's focused less on his goal and more on us.
Well, the
'Cause
thing
now he's trying
is,
to find out about us.
well, the thing is though, so if we're going off of what we learned, the dismembered lord was beaten by a bunch of people.
Tavo,
I'm just thinking
not
that
to put too fine a point on it, I don't think the dismembered lord is prevalent here.
I the reason why I say that is because, well, it might have just started out as maybe a thing for revenge. Maybe they got together because, we heard earlier that the dismember that that symbol that we found all the way back when, the hand,
Uh-huh.
That's the symbol of the dismembered lord.
that's the symbol of the dismembered lord, and
Isn't that this book? And Kamari reaches into the bag of holding and pulls out the book that she stole from the library in Dern. Didn't Mr. Kavanaugh write about him?
Yes.
yeah, he's our. Let's just say that Rav/Kamenov is our expert in the subject. But so
Oh, there's another curveball, and I think you're gonna like this.
Oh,
one.
I'm sure. But
Mm-hmm.
and so
Mishka's
all yeah, go ahead.
a descendant.
Mishka's
Oh.
what?
A descendant of the dismembered lord.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so
I don't know
so
if she knows. I don't think she knows, but yeah.
it's been 1,500
Um,
years, so
And Tavo is a descendant of one of the guys that fought against the dismembered lord. It's
yep. Anyway, but as I was saying, all the stuff that we've done so far have been has in some way, shape, or form been connected to him. As
not exactly
for the most part, yeah.
Mine and Misty Meadows thing, that was Kamenov sending us against the wrong big bad evil guy because he didn't realize it was the dismembered lord we were going up against.
Fair enough, but even still, aside from that, but think about it. If we're dealing with someone that is unspeakable evil, as Kamenov says the dismembered lord is, wouldn't you want to hinder any research into fighting the craziness, the insanity gems?
Not to put too fine a point on it in this instance, but I'd say probably burning Nishka's lab would probably be the more effective strategy.
Nishka's lab is in the middle of the Inquisition. It'll be impossible to burn that down. Burning down Kamari's lab in conjunction with attacking the other places makes better sense.
But I don't. It still doesn't seem like a big enough Inquisition target.
It might not be, but who
So-
would be? But hear me out. Hear me out. Here's what I'm getting to. Who are the foremost? Who are the foremost knowledge on the Dismembered Lord at this moment?
That would be nobody.
That would be us.
I was about to say the guy in her head. That's
But
about it.
that would
The
be
rest of
us.
yeah.
That would be us. That would be the stuff that we found, and
go
also at the
Was it
library.
Frank? Tavo-
Hey, Carlos,
Sorry, go ahead.
one moment.
What did you guys find out from Kamenov?
I mean, that's pretty much it.
No, actually, there was more.
Yeah.
So he talked about Dark Lord dismembered, blah blah blah. We also found out that this strange metal called black
Right.
iron.
The
No,
Titan
that-
Copper and Black Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. He was using black steel to make his harbingers, but a group called the Foxes.
Yeah. Foxes.
Copper Jackals.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The jackals.
We're using something called Titan Copper to counter the abilities of the Harbingers who had the black steel, but the black steel corrupts, so don't touch it.
It's more liquid
You
than it
see-
is steel.
Open her mouth.
Slightly inaccurate.
Alright,
The
hold on.
copper
Come on.
augmented.
She opens her mouth to say something and then immediately shuts it and like eats her.
You
Come-
touched it, didn't you?
Come on, speak.
No.
Speak.
Kamari, did you touch?
Hey, let her answer. Because I'm
She-
pretty sure I heard
Oh,
her say
no,
yes.
this tart's really good. And she just shoves another tart in her mouth.
I cross my arms and tap my foot like an expecting father to a child. Kamari,
Bravo.
The plate of tarts,
Another
throw
tart.
it away.
I
athletics
think
check.
we are talking.
Maybe.
Okay, the more you try and not answer, the more I know the answer is yes. You touched it. What happened?
Can't take the tarts away.
Nothing. It happened. I just poked it.
All right, you didn't hear any voice. You didn't feel anything
Wait.
at all.
You'd had no.
Try and latch
You,
on
Tavo,
to
have
you?
no.
What?
Did it try and latch on to
The
you?
play. No, it just didn't do anything.
Okay. So you touched both. And the black iron was inert.
I wouldn't call it inert. It definitely like moved around, and you had to like stick it into the copper, the Titan copper, in order for it to let go. Because I'm pretty sure it's almost like, have you ever seen two waves crash at each other, and if you get them just right, they go flat? It's like that.
So, yes, they're an exact counter to one another.
I don't think it. I don't. They
That is
are
the
and they
simplest way
aren't.
to put it. That is the simplest way to put it.
It is.
Because the Titan Copper can make you better by augmenting what's already there, but it
Yeah.
doesn't do so to the extent of the Black Steel.
Well,
The
no,
Black
what-
Steel goes further, but it corrupts you in doing so. So it's more
Yeah.
powerful, but there's a drawback, whereas there doesn't seem to have been one from what Kamenov was saying about
Okay.
the Titan
He
Copper.
also mentioned the Copper Sun, which used to be Flyboy's
Ancestor City.
Yeah, a floating city.
floating
How cool
city.
is that? How cool is that? A floating city.
Shut up, Tavo! A floating city
Don't tell me
that
to
was
shut
lost.
up when I'm.
Okay, just dial back the excitement, okay?
It's a floating city that my ancestor
it's-
ruled. How cool is
Both
that?
of you, from the player, Tavo and Ravelin, please stop talking over other players.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Anyway, so that's been lost, and actually, tomorrow, I need your help.
Okay?
We're going to the library.
But getting back to my point, though.
I'm in.
Getting back to my points. Hear me out. Getting back to my point. Speaking about the library. I really think this is all tied into the Dismembered Lord because the library has pretty much the only real record of the Dismembered Lord.
Okay. So,
could explain when we hit the old section first. Do you think you'll have any information there about the Copper Sun? Maybe we can find that place.
I don't know if we'll have any information
guys?
there, but yeah.
Not to put too fine a point on it, my plan is to A, research, see if we can find out anything about the Copper Jackals. B, look into seeing if we can find anything about this Copper Sun, because from what I'm hearing, this type of Titan Copper may become necessary. And
So-
we don't have any.
Well, we do. We just might not have enough. If we're even allowed
I
to
would-
utilize what is in Ishka's lab. The other
I
thing you
don't
mentioned was
think
something
we'll-
called an infinite lock, where more Titan copper would be able to be found, but that place is a death. Like,
Lost to
You
the
go to
ages.
die.
Yeah.
no, it's not lost to the ages. I think it is lost in the sense that maybe people don't know where it is, but he did say that it was incredibly dangerous and probably not worth the effort.
Again, if we can find where this Copper Sun went down, okay. So,
Kameneth was of the opinion that the
That
Copper Sun as a city was probably already stripped, but again, depending on where it went down, who knows?
exactly. So, here's what I'm thinking. We need to kind of do this in a step-by-step kind of manner. First step, research. Second step, I'm at the point where capture pool is no longer an option. Kill sounds good. Third step, hopefully we can skip over the Harbingers and just find out what the Dismembered Lord is planning.
Yeah,
Am I missing anything here?
I think your third step's going to be a bit of an issue, but I agree with you. Although, may I make an amendment to step number 2? Just that he dies very slowly.
No,
Um,
we're not him. If
Anyway,
anything has to be a
moving
death
on.
sentence, it needs to be quick. I'm not going down any other road.
You're
As for the
right.
Dismembered Lord's plans, I'm leaning toward world dominion and domination. That seems to be his MO.
Yeah, but and I don't think getting past the Harbingers is going to be a very viable thing.
Okay. So,
So, add on
You
research
said-
to the Harbingers.
yes, but right now we need to A, figure out what Tool is going to do with Kamari's ideas. We need to make sure no one else's house goes up in smoke.
That'd be good.
Fair. I don't really lock my doors.
We know.
No, I'm probably gonna.
I know it made stealing money from you back on the island really easy.
I locked them on the island. I just stopped locking them in college after I got broken into for the 4th time.
Anyway, moving on.
Besides,
So-
no one on the island locks their doors. Please. Island's not that big.
Kamari, can you think of any way your plans could be used given his current chain of actions?
I mean, probably. He's pretty smart.
Yeah, but chances are you're smarter.
Probably, but I mean, they're not complete plans. It would take a little bit of time to, get all of it. But
What are the
I mean,
plans for anyway?
The various
different
items.
stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can be dangerous or made to
Okay.
to cause mass injury?
0.
Hmm?
If I handed you a spoon, could you make it dangerous?
Yes.
There you go, Taba. There's your answer.
I mean, like an enchantment to
Bravo.
create
Okay.
like one shot into 3 or something.
A lot of what she has said he got his hands on is based on the things she made for us. So we're going to assume Yes, they can hurt people because we can hurt people. Is that an acceptable assumption, Kamar?
Fair enough. Okay, just trying to cover the bases
I
here.
mean, yeah, there's a few scrap drawings in there, but
No,
a
no nukes,
couple of
right?
research notes on the thesis. Just I
Would
really hope he doesn't get most of my thesis notes.
would there be something to make Saronis's bombs worse by enchanting them?
No, not that I know of. I didn't put on there anyway.
No.
Okay.
The bombs are basically an advanced alchemical.
Just asking a question.
Yes, but it's advanced alchemical chemistry. Adding enchantments to it would destabilize it before it was ready to go.
Hey, Zero,
Do you
you
have any
interested
thoughts, Zero?
in the library?
Don't know what was just said. I heard people talking at the same time.
Sorry, go ahead, Lenny.
Well, the question was, does Zero have any thoughts?
No, just enjoying watching you guys ramble on and on. My thoughts are we go and we fight. That's what I do.
What are we gonna fight?
Where are we gonna fight?
Anybody who's causing problems to us or the Inquisition or anybody in general. That's what I do.
I like that idea.
Thanks, big man. By the way, thanks for catching me earlier.
You?
Don't ask.
I thought Shannon was inside. Zero kind of,
Well, when I just pulled up, we just reached the area as I saw her break free from two of her neighbors, and she was darting for the door. And I basically stopped her and pinned her down.
I flick a finger of coffee at her.
Oh,
having-
Stop.
right, no,
Stop it. You would have done the same.
don't mind him, Zero. It's how we.
Oh, he would have.
No, I meant the flicking coffee and the being a turd part. It's just
That's who he
how
is.
siblings
But
work.
shouldn't.
Okay, so here is the final and I'd say mildly important question. Well, yes, I agree. Zero's idea of going and fighting something sounds phenomenal. What can we do right now?
The only thing we can do is do research.
Have a really, really big glass of whiskey and a snuggle party.
I'll buy the whiskey.
You said right now.
Do you think the halflings would let us?
I think the halflings would insist.
Would they?
Okay,
On a cuddle party? I don't know.
I'm not letting Shannon out of my sight.
I saw some door and whiskey.
Speaking of which, where is Shannon?
She went shopping with the
I sent
halflings.
Shannon. Yeah, I sent Shannon and the halflings. And
Don't worry, Yogg's with them too.
We were asking about Meru, but nobody asked about Yogg. Was Yogg with you guys?
I figured
Yeah,
Yogg was with
Yogg came with
Meru.
Although probably smelling the fire, Yogg came out and saw it.
No,
Okay.
not across the city, but that's okay.
It's Yogg.
Yogg
Just
is,
say.
Yogg is with Meru. Yogg is with
Okay.
Meru.
Zero.
Hmm.
I've got something I want to look into. Would you mind coming with me?
Kamari, you're not going to go and do anything.
I'll make sure of it.
I'm talking to Kamari.
No.
Okay.
Just be careful, Zero, okay?
You too.
Yeah.
Remember?
I could.
Yeah, you remember what we talked about.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm trying.
I tell Kamari the rock. Hey, I'm leaving
You're
Tavo with
breaking up
Kamari
there. You're
Neverland.
breaking up there. What did he say?
I was gonna toss Kamari my Rocky Talkie so we could keep in contact, but I realized you're staying with her, so it's
Yep.
pointless.
Plus, I have the one that goes with Kamari's.
So yeah.
For a second, I thought I was going with Tavo. I apologize. My brain. I thought Tavo had the. I thought Zoro had Tavo's Rocky Talkie.
Nope.
It has been a long day.
It's okay. We get it.
And I love that you're calling them Rocky Talkies now. You were so dead set against it.
I'm still dead set against it. I just can't remember what they're actually called. Moving on. So, I'm going to leave the Halfling's house with Zero. And I'm going to try looking into some of the places where my team used to like congregate, hang out, socialize.
Your old haunts.
Basically.
Roll me investigation. Who else going with you?
Zero.
I am.
Go ahead and give me your investigation, Zero.
Righty.
Well, Saronis, what you find is a wonderful trip down memory lane. Each and every one of the little places you find was something that you remembered. And it kind of helps a little bit. You kind of, well, for one, you narrow down places, but for the most part, you just kind of remember what those days were like a little clearer.
Sonis has like this small smirk on his face. And when they stop at one of the taverns, he will buy one drink. But I was more. Sonis is trying to put himself into Prule's headspace during that time.
And as you kind of think it over the drink, you realize you're never going to find Prule's headspace the way you're currently doing it. For one, Prule was at some of these places, but not all. Mostly because the only time he would have ever been to any of these places was when you took him.
Okay. Off the top of my head, do I know where he spent his time?
No. You don't. He was always kind of your shadow, but he never really got... Well, frankly, no one ever asked him what he did. Where he went.
He was never noticed.
His I know it's going to be difficult, but I want you to try to imagine this headspace. You're spending your time in someone else's shadow, but seeking to be friends, sibling-esque mentality with them. You're a member of a team who votes down your ideas in favor of another's, specifically the person you're looking up to.
Hmm.
How do you think that person would feel? And I ask you because I'm really not good with feelings. I haven't even
All
said
right.
that thing to Rav.
Give it to me again.
Alright. I'm trying to figure out what drove Prul to this.
Okay.
Because he always looked up to me. He was always basically my shadow. But unfortunately, not most of the time, the team supported my endeavors further than his. And I think to a point he wants to prove himself.
So he is still seeking your.
I don't think he's trying to prove himself to me. I think he's trying to prove himself better than me.
So you're trying to get me in his headspace and find out where he'd be? Or what he would do?
Honestly, Zero, I'm still just looking for someone to tell me this is my fault.
Oh. Coming down the wrong path on that one. You could not have known. Yeah, we've all had instances where we look back and feel like we could have done more, and it's in the past and it's there for a reason. You know, these things happen.
But I shunned him and pushed him away because he wanted to be friends. He wanted to be closer. And after the island, I didn't want more family. I mean, you look at me and my big brother, and that was. Then there was Seska always getting into trouble. So. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Back on topic. Alright. I don't think we're gonna find anything here. Maybe we should just go back.
Let's buy a drink or two more to bring with us. Maybe we can just try to relax after everything that's happened within the past couple of days now. I think we owe it to ourselves to recuperate.
We just can't give him too much time.
I'm not saying anything
Okay.
more than a night. What do you
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my Rocky Talkie. Tavo, can you hear me?
What's up, Russ? What's up, Saronis? Good lord.
Hold on. Hold on, I got this. You hear the Rocky Talkie come on, but it sounds like arguing.
What'd I
And
do
then it
now?
just goes dead.
This wasn't my
guys?
fault.
Hello?
Comes back, more arguing, more loud demands, and Saronis, as you kind of really listen closely, you just hear, "You four, stand outside!"
Is this a voice I'd recognize?
You don't recognize it through the static, no.
But it doesn't sound like someone I know then. Okay, I'm gonna look at Zero and we need to go. Now.
What?
And I am taking off from the bar. I will leave the money for my drink and I am booking it back to a million Tolsons as fast as my tabaxi legs will carry me.
I'm closest I can behind.
As you two near Million Tolsons, you see four very rough and tumble looking guys. Zero, you don't recognize them, but you know their type.
Just, oh. What do you think you're doing?
They just kind of move to block the doorway. Listen, boss has some business with people inside. Best just move along.
You.
Zero? You got that thing I made you?
I don't want to resort to that right away.
Oh no, it's just a very good negotiator.
Get out of my way.
Can I attempt to, like, jet past these guys and in through a window? I seem to be good with windows.
Do
And
I
your
need to move
sage
you by
window.
force?
Well, right about the time you guys are about to start doing something, that's when Ravelin comes outside.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Are you alright?
Now you hear the arguing and the yelling more clearly. And now you recognize the voice.
It's Val, isn't
Val.
it?
Now listen here, little girl.
Out of this house!
Come.
You will
Hey,
not make
hey,
me get out of this house. Do you have any idea? How did you not? Why did you not call me the minute this thing happened? It's not happening.
I know you. No! I am putting my foot down. Don't you don't
Zero?
turn away from me, Val.
I like to
Yes,
cast
Saronis?
calm.
As the
I like
music hasn't been for the past forever. I need a drink.
I like to cast calm
I was about to
emotions.
say, let's go back to the tavern.
I need both Val and Kamari to make a DC 16 wisdom save.
You don't think a crime boss is gonna have something that won't just shut that right, that Tezca down?
I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm sick of hearing the shouting.
Val just kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, please."
Just Val.
Yes, Val. Oh,
Calm.
please. For the
Calm.
sake of all of our ears.
Listen. If we're
Let
not
me
going,
inside.
if we're not going to have a adult conversation, I'm going to make one. So please stay calm and tell you. And if you value your guys outside, you move them, because I can hear a very, very loud, very big, very angry Goliath out there that will not mind taking a few heads.
Zero's out there? Zero.
You don't hear it?
Kamari,
Hey, buddy.
They're acquainted.
Now,
Val kind of
Gentlemen.
looks outside and goes, Zero, darling! Welcome! It's been so long. Don't mind the boys. They're here for protection. Now listen here, Kamari. I told you once. I
Wait.
told you twice.
You know Zero?
Of course I know Zero.
I think,
Saronis,
Kamari, I think.
that drink
Yeah.
sounds good right about now.
don't forget, Kamari, we all met the day that we left on that job forum.
Yeah, I think Val has a file on all of us.
Kamari just like looks back and forth between Val and Zero. Looks at top of the you know what? You're
Saronis.
probably right. Anyway,
Yeah.
I,
Ravelin, you said something about a drink, Shelly?
Well, I don't know if the volume level is going to decrease about 100 decibels. The tarts are better here.
take some with you. I think Val. I'm just gonna play mediator.
Just. Kamari. I am just so disappointed that you didn't call me right away.
Val, what was I supposed to tell you?
That some whack job is trying to blow up my dear Kamari and my goddaughter.
Goddaughter?
First and foremost, who said goddaughter? Second,
Oh,
we had no idea what was going to happen. If I called you and said someone framed my brother for murder or arson or whatever, you probably go, well, did he do it? Like, come on, Val,
Well-
please.
well, I have to ask if he actually did it.
No, you don't, because it's Kamari. You can trust Kamari. You have trust Kamari. And knowing you, Val, you wouldn't really care.
Hmm.
Tavo, that drink
Well,
sounds pretty
because-
good.
I'm just,
Tavo, that drink sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
I guess.
Let's-
Just
Yeah, maybe you
calm
should-
down. Will you?
We already got Kamari to calm down. Let's.
If I leave, does the effect go with me?
No, but he just goes, it doesn't matter. I have to ask if he actually did it. Just because I'm going to help him anyway doesn't mean anything.
Val, if I came to you and said my brother was arrested, hell, what would you have done? You would have left him there to rot because you don't like him.
I'd have been tempted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I right? Learn that from you. You are not staying.
He just kind of crosses his arms. Now, I am shocked. Yes, I would have let him sit there for a little while to think about what he'd done. I may not like him, but he's still your brother, and if you asked me to help him, I would have. I mean,
Val,
Kamari, no.
staying here.
What are you gonna? You're damn right. I'm staying here. Who else is going to help you keep an eye on these kids?
You're staying here. I'm not, Val. Stay with Zero or Tavo. I love you dearly. But
Fine. You won't know I'm around. But my boys are going to be keeping an eye on this place, Kamari. No 2-bit madman is going to be getting anywhere near you guys again. I'm not having it.
you're kind of hard to miss, Val.
Sweetie, that's by design, not by inclination.
I know. And Kamari just points to her earrings.
Exactly. Meaning if I really don't want to be found, do you think it's going to be very hard for me not to be found?
What?
Okay, fine. Fine. I'm not gonna wait, am I?
No, you're not.
That drink sounds so good right now.
Besides, all that. Look at your house. You're going to need some help.
My house is fine.
Your house is a cinder box, dearie.
Yes.
Only a
The
small
only
part
home
of
I
it.
need is Shannon. Shannon and my friends. They are my home. Everything else is paper, wood, and concrete. I'll be fine.
Fine. My boys will be nearby. They'll be keeping an eye on this place, but they won't make it apparent.
Thank you, Val.
Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to replace all that stuff I got you.
Oh no, I'm sure you'll figure out a way. What am I gonna owe you for this?
He just kind of stares at you a little bit. Sniffs. That hurt.
Am I still there? Because I actually have a question for Val.
I know you, Val. What am I gonna owe you?
You think you owe me. You think you know me.
Val.
What?
I think I'm already on the payroll.
We'll discuss it later.
Fine. Go have your drink with your boys. And don't think I haven't figured out you were lying to me, little missy. Teasing me with ideas of you and that Rav girl.
Well,
That was my idea.
it was one. I'm sorry, Val.
Darn right.
She's sort of with Rooney. I'd really rather spend the night in with Shannon, though. So, it's
Fine.
been a long day. I'm gonna go, I don't know, figure something out. Lenny, are you still there?
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Lenny, give everyone my best. I'm gonna go find Shannon.
Not alone, you're not.
Shannon and
I'm
Lily are with
Tavo.
the halflings. They are fine. They will be back once they have finished shopping.
I will wait here. I am exhausted, and I would really, really
Go take a nap.
like another hug from my girl.
Go take a nap. I'll wake you up when they're here.
Tavo.
What?
Thank you.
Val just kind of huffs a little bit, walks up, grabs Kamari by her arms, kind of stares her in the face before just pulling her in, giving her a hug, and just whispering something in her ear. Before letting her go, sighing with exasperation. You will be the death of me. You know that?
Probably.
And he just kisses her on her forehead, turns and walks out of the building.
Can Tavo hear the Rocky talkie now?
Before we get to that, I did have a question for Val, if I could.
Okay.
Hey Val. Listen, I know I don't know much about you, but do you know anything about what's going on? And I actually give Val like the broad strokes and see if, without getting into too much detail, but try to glean any information that he may know.
He just kind of looks at you and just shakes his head. It's like, I have no clue.
You don't have
I-
any idea about why someone would want to target the Inquisition or us in these places?
Tavo, darling, there's dozens of people who want you out of the picture.
Yes, but
The
have you heard
Inquisition is-
anything?
No, of course not. Nobody would be foolish enough to remove you. You're a counterweight. You keep the other. You help me. I have a problem with my neighbor down the street. We could both either tussle it out in the streets, knives out, or one of us could just let slip a location to the Inquisition and let you guys do all the work for us.
I understand that. I'm just
You're
saying.
a counterweight. I have no idea of anybody who would be crazy enough to try and remove you.
If possible, if you hear anything about someone making their hands behind it, even just a whisper, could you let us know? Because the faster we get this guy, the safer Kamari will be. And if you're really as sincere as you are about Kamari's safety, this would be very important to you too. And I give him like my most sincere look as when I talk about Kamari's safety.
If I come across anything I think it'd be useful to you, I will definitely let you know. If you think you're ever going to see any of the people behind this, you better get used to swimming, little man.
Okay.
And he turns and just walks out.
Okay.
And I think we can pick up with the Rocky Talkie after it is 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So give me 1 second. Is that okay with you, Zeronis?
Yep, fine.
Okay. 1 second, and we are out. No. Yeah, it's probably that's probably the only smart RP I ever had when I was putting everything together. Better what? I know. I'm just saying. Like, I feel that for personally, like me, the player. I am kind of proud that I made Kamari go. I'm kind of proud that I made Kamari be like, oh yeah, that's probably true. my logic was so good. Yeah, but it wasn't. I'm not denying it was a pretty big leap there, but it does fit.
As a player, I know that person's this way, but as a character, I don't. So my character's like, not at all. I don't fit.
No, but it like my brain was just working like that. Like as a player, my character's brain is like, wait a second. It's like, wait a second. It has this plus this. 2 plus 2 equals 4. They carry the 1. Wait a second. Dismembered. You've been playing way too much. You've been playing too much Mordor. Ah. I was not getting a chair. I was getting it right. Thank you very much. I was? I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to. I was like, well, this is what Tavo knows. Because everything that I said was what Tavo knows, and I didn't bring anything from the outside in.
I know, but even just that leap can be a bit much for someone who so far hasn't shown that much. So,
Well, no, the reason why is just something that Tavo's been brewing on for a while. But if it was a bit meta, I do apologize. I mean, that's just me.
make a giant leap like that is
Well, you ever feel that way? Like, you ever feel that way when you just, like, there's just a bunch of different pieces and then you just, something clicks? Because that's what it was with Tavo. What? And I also think it was very smart to talk to Val like that. I knew that there was no one that would be gunning for, like, none of the 5 families would be gunning for us, but didn't know if Val heard anything on the underground. Oh, and by the way, there will be a parade tomorrow. I think I'm the only one left. Yeah, there will be a parade. It will be a. The AP says the parade will march on despite the pandemic. Oh, they even brought back oh, they're only going to have a the parade is only going to be like one block. Most of the performances have been pre-taped. And like 90% and most of the performers are locals, which I guess is good. This year's Broadway shows are Ain't Too Proud, Hamilton, Mean Girls, and Jagged Little Pill. Which is really Jagged Little Pill, a musical built around the music of Alanis Morissette. All right. I think it was last year that Bare Naked Ladies were in. And like me and my sister were just like we were watching it, we weren't watching it, and they said and now we see Bare Naked Ladies. We're like, wait, what? Well, I mean that was actually our first live show. But it was the only thing me and my sister knew, aside from like the basics of Sesame Street. Hey, Will. Hey, buddy. There will be. I don't know if you guys watched the parade, but there will be a parade tomorrow. So yay. And it's a new parade too. It's not the best of. You know, well, we have the music up. I just want to see what this. Let me see. I wonder how good this thing is, because I know my sister loves the Alanis Morissette. Here. I think we're waiting on a Rav. They really have her sound like Lynn. They really have her sound like it. The person they have singing sound like her. So good. So is everyone excited for tomorrow, or American Thanksgiving? Also known as a Thursday. Although I'll be shocked if there's much trampling over this year. I mean, there's still going to be some idiots, but all right. So we all here? Yeah. Check in, just to make sure. Here. Russ. Yeah, Saronis, just double checking. Good to know. Alrighty. And now, without any further ado, we go back to Fallen. Take it away, DM.
Surprisingly, the next few days go by more or less without a hitch.
Thank you for saying that, because I use pretty much all my spell slots fighting the fire.
I would like to spend the first day with Kamari at the library, trying to research the Copper Jackals, the Copper Sun, and try to see if we can get a general idea of maybe of like where any of this stuff could have ended up.
Can I help him out, because my ancestor was in the Copper Sun?
Unless you're starting to have ancestral memories, probably not.
Well, I mean, just not help him out as in the memories you're having, but help him research it.
Where does the party want to go and look for these?
Kamari's going straight for that forbidden section of the library after asking very, 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 very nicely to the guy who runs the library.
Yeah.
I was going to do the same, but as we went to break, I also was trying to get Tabo on the Rocky Talkie.
Oh, yes,
Val
you were.
left.
Yes, you were. So, going back to the Rocky Talkie.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tabo.
Saronis, what's up?
If Val's still there, send him to the tavern. Tell him the first round's on me. I have a couple of questions.
He just left, but I'll see if I can catch up to him. Do I?
You do not. Not that first day.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, buddy. He just
As I was
disappeared.
saying, the first days go by fairly smoothly. Nothing else seems to happen. You start to find the right books in the forbidden section. And you begin studying the different things about the Copper Jackals. However, there's nothing in this library about the Copper Sun.
Does the librarian know where we would get any?
He does not. And there's a problem with the Copper Jackals information. Kamari is damn sure she has a book on the Copper Jackals.
But
Unfortunately, it takes but a minute for Kamari to kind of hand the book. She kind of hands the book to Rav, and Rav's the only other person who would notice this. But the book is in a cipher.
Interesting. The book is in code.
You want to give me a hand with this?
I'm down.
I can attempt to help as well.
I was gonna nudge
So with-
Kaminoth. Not that I
so
don't
with
think you can help. I just thought he'd be more
No.
interested in the relevant subject matter.
Please,
Yeah.
that would be great. So with Cammy and Saronis' help, what would you like in order to attempt this decipher?
Either an Arcana or an Insight check. Arcana? Or not Arcana, Insight or Investigation.
I get a plus 10
Is
to
this-
investigation.
I have, +9. How do you get +10?
Kaminoth.
Lucky.
So advantage.
Should we both roll?
Well, who is going to roll?
Well, she handed me the book saying, hey, do you want to help with this? So I'm the one
Well,
holding the book, if that means anything.
I just figured.
Well, you guys have 3 people.
Can 2 of us roll at advantage? I don't know how you want to do
Only
this.
one person's going to roll. And it would probably be between... it would
Either me or
probably be-
Kamari. She's a plus
Yeah.
9, I'm a plus 10, so.
I would go with the +10.
Why don't we have Kaminoth roll at advantage
Well, again,
with the help action?
Well,
if
Kaminoth...
my ability with thieves can't gives me any assistance in ciphers.
Doesn't.
Okay.
It just kind of you knowing thieves can't kind of helps you pick out that they've used weird wording. Kaminoth kind of understands that there's, that they would encode any of their books. But Kamari's really the one who notices that there's a underlying message. She can't pick out what it says, but she knows it's there.
All right. Well, here it goes. Hoping Roll20 likes me. Yes, it does.
Roll20 loves you.
Yeah. That's the.
This is what Zari would call my golden horseshoes at work. Yeah, it's weird. It's starting to affect other people because while I'm watching Zari stream a game, she has incredible luck.
Zari's back on streaming? No one told me that.
It's
She
usually
does
just to
it
keep
like-
me amused at night while I'm
Yeah, she
working.
does it like 3 in the morning.
So throw a host.
Well, you definitely cracked the code.
Does she
Whose
pick it up and
tongue was
start to?
glasses?
Does she pick it up and just start reading it like it's no big deal?
No.
Not quite that effortless.
I mean, you rolled a 30, so can you blame me?
Well, considering that she broke a 1,500-year-old cipher with no key,
Yeah.
the 30 means she has baseline understanding. But yeah, you're able to start making it out. It's going to take you a few weeks to translate it all.
And unfortunately, I don't think we have that kind of time. Cruel's not going to wait. But this is important too, because this is bigger than Prul. So,
How about this? You just work on the translation. I'll work on the interpretation. Or the other way around. Whatever's gonna work.
Well, once you've got the key, Kamari, you can work on the book by yourself.
well, I'll give you the key, and then we'll each take half the book
Well, I mean,
in some way. Then instead of a couple of weeks, it should only take a week.
Well, no, it's going to take a couple of weeks to completely translate the book.
Okay. We'll take shifts. One of us will do it during the day, the other one at night. That way we can both still get some sleep.
Yeah, I mean.
Well,
um,
technically, I only need 4 hours, so
yeah, whatever works. I mean, I should probably spend at least a little bit of time with Shannon. But yeah, that's
okay. Why don't you take the days off with Shannon, and I'll work on this during the
that
day,
works.
and then still get you get some sleep at night. But yeah, that'll work.
Plenty. I'm used to working through the night. It's okay.
Me too, but not on books. Anyway, what are we thinking for staying?
Well,
Because you're staying at the Halflings, but I'm staying at my place.
this here. Like Mari reaches
Oh,
into her notebook, takes out a few pages, very carefully copies a few pages of the book, and hands them over to Ravelin. At least to get started.
I'm going to take the book. You can get started on those ones.
Okay. Well,
You've
get
got
the
a
next
house
few
to
pages
fix,
later.
dear. You've got more than just this to worry about. And then there's also the dreaded homework. 'Cause how's Shannon going to do her lessons if she doesn't have a lab?
No, the lab is just for fun. Homework she does at the kitchen table.
Still. You just nest for a little bit. I think it'll help make you feel better.
All right, I'll start on these. I'll come get more later.
So is this book one that we can take out of the library, or does it have to stay here?
Yes, you can take it with you. The librarian trusts you guys enough to take care of it, but he does also understand that, well, it may or may not help you keep somebody from blowing the place up in the future.
I was about to say we did kind of stop
Oh.
the place from being exploded, so.
And I'm presuming at some point I may have like written down a Crucian, like learn Crucian primer while I was teaching everybody in the party. So I will give that to the librarian.
He's
You
very
gave him your
curious
notes.
about it. He's very curious, and he will definitely make use of them.
Yeah, let me know if you need more, because I kind of know a guy.
But several more days go by. Every time the boys go out looking, nothing turns up. The ladies, you make some pretty decent progress on the Copper Jackal book, and it seems to be a history of their organization.
So how, like, who founded them, when, why,
Mm-hmm.
then organizational structure in terms of the various chapters?
A brief history on the chapters. It's the final bit that you're curious about, because it seems to hint at their initiation processes.
Oh, Mari's all over that.
Well, when he is not out with the boys investigating things, I will bring Zeronis in on this to get his insight on it, because I know the social structure I've been a part of prior to joining this merry little band of heroes, but I mean, rogues aren't typically joiners, so I don't know, maybe there's something that Seronis will understand that I'm not about this. And I can't keep bugging Kaminoth all the time, as much fun as it is to
Scar him for life? Yeah, we know.
I mean, to be fair, he's already dead, so.
It's not dead now.
He's not exactly alive either.
Technically he is.
Technically, he's a soul inhabiting a body. He's just sharing it. He is mostly alive.
And for your curiosity,
Technically a little bit.
the organization seems to be one part proper military, one part thieves guild, and one part college of clerics.
Wait, what?
Or is it a college of magic? You're not quite sure.
Both.
So,
The partisans are clerics.
So they train people in magic, divine or arcane, or both.
I mean, it makes sense if you're fighting something that's even moderately divine, you practice a divine form of magic. But this also has a very arcane notion to it.
Actually, now that you mention it, when I was looking at the Titan Copper in Nishka's lab, it felt like both.
We need to get our hands on some of this Titan copper that isn't going to sick.
Just don't touch the black stuff. That's
No, I'm more worried about Nishka than the Titan copper.
What do you mean?
Well, she's got the babies. Fallen, when you
doing,
do
Ozzy?
initiation information,
That
How
seems to
detail
vary by.
do we get?
Say again.
How much detail do you
I'm
get in regards to the initiation rites?
More than you'd like, less than you. At this point, you have more information, For example, at each of the little chapter things, there's an idea of their personal initiation rites, which can be somewhat horrific and or extreme.
Mention anywhere in the book. Does it mention how the copper's used?
That is kept vague and mysterious. Like, they talk about how they would mint jackals, but you haven't quite deciphered the part about that.
Will that take more time?
Yeah, it just takes more time.
Okay.
Like I said, you've kind of gotten to the point where you can understand how the different chapters select people, kinds of things they do.
So we
But
just
when
need
I
more
s-
time.
Yeah, but when I say the initiation rites are a bit extreme,
I've got the book up here.
yeah,
This one here, for the Unfallen chapter. The initiation is to be buried alive, then exhumed and revived by this faction.
Well,
another
that's not
one,
comfortable.
another one suggests, basically states that they hang their initiates by the neck until life leaves them, but only for a moment.
That's okay. Well, that's dark.
Here's one called the Sky Hunters. You have to achieve flight for at least a minute or longer without using magic.
Done.
Yours
Here we
is
go. The
magical, Tava.
Revivers, which seem to be a clerical faction. You must find a fallen hero before they die completely and bring them back from the brink of death. Which I think some of us have done at some point, just among the party, but anyway.
Another initiation has you staring into the eyes of something deep in the temple of blank. And all they ask is that you maintain your sanity.
Okay, so super dark. Cool.
Sorry, Tava. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kamari. You already failed that one.
You're one to talk, so
Yeah.
am I.
But like I said, you find out Kaminoth's words to you about what being without compromise. These guys, you kind of start to find out, are more than a little serious with their job.
Yeah, they don't take just anybody who wants to.
Although the comment about how they, what they were and everything, that had you guys a little worried. There's a few in there that seem to have been truly noble. For example, there's a brief description of a group of them whose entire organization was based around going out and hunting creatures of the night to protect the innocent.
I think I looked at those guys. Their initiation was to track and slay a monster and then make reparation to the family of one of the victims of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're referring to the Heights Huntsman, yeah. I mean, some of them seem to do good. I mean, other of them seem to just want to beat people over the head. Others seem to focus on making things. Others seem to be focused on healing people.
Making things
Apparently-
how?
I'm not on that particular page right now, so Ravelin's like flipping through, just trying to, like.
Ravelin, you find one one little thing. It's the motto of the Unfallen, and it sort of gives you a bit of a chill. Loyal unto death and beyond. This is not to be taken figuratively.
Still scrolling here. Is it the?
Those were the ones that buried you alive.
Yeah, yeah. Until you died, and then they would bring you back. Nope, those guys are against magic. Here we go. Arcanist. Yeah, Arcanics of Nil. Magitech wielding inventors and gadgeteers. Their motto: assume nothing, build everything.
Sounds like Russell. It sounds like Saronis. Why do you keep saying that?
Why does it sound like Saronis? I think it
Builds
sounds a little
everything.
more like, it sounds a little more like Kamari to me.
That too.
But as you guys continue to delve, you get to about the last few pages. And you find you're going to need something else.
What is it that we're going to need?
Well, possibly another book. There seems to be something... The last key seems to be slightly different.
I mean, everything that I've been reading here seems to indicate that they recruit. They're not sought.
Well, you get the feeling that they were probably sought out as well. But unless you caught the eye of the jackals, you would never find them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you have to do something that they're looking
Anyone-
for, even
Anyone else
while
getting
you...
a culty feeling from this?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, yeah. But these guys were fighting against the Dismembered Lord. That was like their sole... That was one of their goals, even as they went around and did other things. I mean, Kamath seems to think they're okay. And it's certainly better than that black stuff. Because that's his. Like, the opposite guy. Bad guy.
Does it say anything about how, like, as we get to the end, how much Titan copper we need?
Well, that's where you're looking for the other book. It's
Gotcha.
a combination of maybe needing a few more keys, but more or less needing to verify something. And you can only find that from a different book from that era. Even Kaminoth is not 100% sure.
And it's not in the library, I'm guessing.
It might be in the library.
Investigation again?
No. Just when are you two ladies going over there?
Whenever we get a time's very wibbly wobbly right now, so I don't know where we are timeline wise.
Well, what time of day is it when we discover we need another book?
Evening.
Let's go tomorrow morning.
Okay, sure.
I'd be going as well to help them.
What would Tavo and Zero be doing while we're doing that?
I would say trying to come and help. Or be with the girls at the or just hang out with the halflings. Try to improve my cooking.
Well, That's definitely a way to be productive.
I don't know, Tavo, you make pretty good waffles.
I know.
I just don't want you guys to be at loose ends while we're off doing something else.
I'll be fine.
I too would visit the halfling.
Okay, so the halflings get to interrogate both shooters at the same time and put them through their paces. Got it.
Good.
So,
Watching their childcare skills also. That should be fun. I'd almost want to stay and watch, but no.
as the three of you are off, Saronis, or Tavo and Zero, you wake up, sort of wander in, say hello, and at some point, the two of you find yourselves in the kitchen, sitting there.
Do we have a bright light on our face?
Yes, but it's not intentional. At least you don't think it is. Although you were sat down with the open kitchen window, just streaming sunlight into your face.
For sure.
But Tolson's puttering around the kitchen, casually making things. Millie is setting the table. And as she does, she just sort of walks up behind the two of you. And she just sort of smiles
Oh no.
before she leans in and wraps an arm around either of your shoulders.
She's up to maybe their knees. He's a halfling.
They are
She's a
sitting
Goliath.
down. They are sitting
She's
down.
up to their hip.
Okay, I might be a little difficult to get.
Oh,
around, but-
she's not getting like her arms around your shoulders. She's more like leaning in, putting her hand around Zero's, her forearm around Zero's neck, leaning him close, kind of doing the same with Tavo. And she just sort of smiles at the two of you as she hugs you close and goes, "So, what exactly are your intentions with Kamari?" As you just hear the sound of a knife being sharpened behind you.
Well, we both really like her.
To love her, protect her, care for her, as well as Shannon and Lily, and essentially,
Lily's my hair, not Kamari's.
fair. Okay.
She kind of nods. All right, so you come with baggage. That I'm sure Kamari can handle that.
Wait, come with baggage. I picked. Did you know this? Did Lily ever tell you about how we met her?
She just sort of grabs your ear and twists it.
I'm sorry.
Now, letting go, she kind of moves around and sits in front of you. Have you two been on dates?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She just smiles. Details.
I mean,
All of the details.
with all due respect, that's kind of personal between us and
just hear-
Kamari.
You just hear the knife sharpening get closer.
I'm sorry,
Well
but
said.
it is. I'm not the man to. I'm not the type of guy to pardon the language, kiss and tell. It was just something between me and Kamari. It was a nice day, and she had fun. And until Kamari tells me otherwise, that's all I'm comfortable sharing right now. I respect her too much.
The eyes go from Tavo to U0.
I didn't mean to throw you under the bus.
gonna answer. I took her for a fun-filled day of activities of something that was a tradition where I grew up. I wanted her to experience my childhood, my festivities. So I took her to have a festival with snow and ice skating and meals that I grew up on.
Millie immediately is like halfway up on the table going, "You got Kamari to play in the snow?"
And she loved it.
At which point she begins sort of half squealing, giggling, and just begins to assault you with questions about every detail.
Can we eat? I'm hungry.
At which point she'll smile, bring out a plate of lemon tarts.
Thank you.
You know I
I
can't
don't think
say
you get any
no.
until you talk, Davo.
Dude, are they interrogating me?
Go ahead, Tyler. Reach for one. I dare you.
I will. I'm going to make a athletic check to see if I can snatch one.
You probably can.
A rolling pin catches your hand right after you catch one.
But why?
She looks at Zero, passes him one lemon tart.
You think the amount I gave you deserves 2?
Oh, you haven't given me all the details yet, darling. That's just for the general story.
I got you to squeal from her playing in the snow. I think it deserves maybe an extra half.
We'll see.
Okay. I'll take the one.
She then looks at Tavo, holds up a lemon tart. Now, about those details.
It was a.
I'm going to turn to him and savor the lemon tart, biting into it just with so much emotion.
We then cut away to the party in the library.
You turd, Zero.
Mm. So good.
So, what the party finds out
I'll be right back. Keep going.
is the following. When a potential initiate has been noticed, either because they have been seeking out the jackals or because they just simply been noticed by the jackals, the recruit will deliberately find a chunk of copper.
What are you doing, Ozzy? Sorry, kitten aggro.
It's okay. We'll find a chunk of copper, roughly the weight of a coin.
Oh, a quick question. When you say copper, are you talking about regular copper or Titan copper?
The Titan copper.
Just making sure.
But it's planted specifically for them to find. And soon after, they'll essentially be contacted for a job. It'll often be disguised work, but what in reality it is a test. Often a rather dangerous test. But as soon as they have passed that test. The raw chunk of copper will seem to change. It will go from a piece of raw copper to a coin, a blank coin.
Colin,
Yeah,
how much copper was in Nishka's lab?
maybe 6-7 ounces.
Enough for a coin?
Enough for 6 coins. Give or take?
Give or take. Soon after their initiation, their minting mission, they would be taken into the organization as a whole. A chapter would be found for them, at which point their coin would take on the symbol of their chapter. Now, here's where it becomes a little interesting. As they are initiated into their chapter, they take the vow, and it is said the coin becomes part of the jackal. A new commemorative coin is issued to them just to sort of signify who they belong to. But this one isn't like the first coin. The first coin has become part of the jackal. And from there it goes on to explain how a jackal will manifest certain boons and abilities based on the chapter they are aligned with. But it's the final phase that catches Kamari's attention. Jackals who have become strong enough
Mm-hmm.
actually produce what is essentially new Titan copper.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So you have to, I don't know, become one with the copper or something, and then you turd more?
Something along those lines. At least that's the impression you get.
I mean, I could make a really vulgar joke about swallowing a penny, but that's a new way of putting it.
That's a
Okay,
new spin on the
cool.
I'm one with the force and the force is with me.
So we definitely share that information with the rest of the party. I should probably go ask Miss Nishka if I can look at that Titan copper one more time.
Are you sure we want to do that? Because just looking at this vow that they take, if we do this, there's no going back.
No, I'm not gonna like mess with it. I want to learn about it. Like I said, it was weird when I was studying it because it was different. I've never seen anything like it.
Mind if I come with you?
Call it.
Well, we'll have to
Sure.
see if she can see us. She is a little busy.
Yeah, she's good. Did I tell you she had twins? She's got a whole litter. That's crazy.
Hopefully she doesn't end up with something like you and your brother. That's a lot to handle all at once.
Oh, don't wish something like that on someone. That's so mean. She's got 2 boys.
I don't know if that's any better.
Actually,
Does he
she has
have-
a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Oh, I lied. She's got a boy and a girl. Totally just kidding. Boy and a girl. Just kidding. I lied.
Oh, so she does have a set. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, probably.
Yeah, one supposedly takes after her father right away. The other seems to be a bit shy.
This cat. Seriously, cat, you do not fit in a cereal box.
If I
If it
fit.
hits, I sit.
Oh no, he's a little chunk now. He does not
For a
fit.
low flat rate.
You can't tell him he doesn't fit. He won't believe you.
Well, the box is also full of other stuff, so he doesn't fit.
That doesn't matter. You know this.
He does not believe you.
He
They
sees a
can get a
box.
paw in. They fit, and then they sit.
Alright, I have contained the fluff.
Maybe
Though for how long, I don't know.
I'll just send a note to Nishka. He'll even let us in the lab.
A note is good. Let her know we found out some more information about the stuff that we think she should know.
Though,
Probably go check in with the boys at some point too.
Ravelin, do
Oh,
you
yeah,
read
listen.
off the copper vow to the other two with you?
Yes.
What is the vow that they served?
Let me get back to that. Pretty page.
33.
Got it. The copper vow. Honorable beyond honor, without compromise. Courageous beyond circumstance, without compromise. Unprejudiced and just, without compromise. Loyal unto death and beyond, without compromise. Ours is the unseen kingdom, we are its warrior kings. Sundera Compris, forever without compromise. Actually, sorry, it's Sundera Compris. It's Titan speak.
So they compromise, is what you're saying.
No, without compromise.
It was. It was.
That's
You
the
were joking.
joke.
I was joking back by taking you seriously, thus making you squirm.
I,
It abuses me.
That evil laugh that you just had, Rav, I love it. It amuses me.
What? It does. It's funny. If you,
I
you
love
should
that.
try it. Seriously,
I-
do that to somebody in real life and watch them squirm. It is
Oh no, I know
hilarious.
it's a lot of fun. I know it's a lot of fun. It's just the laugh you just had. It's just.
Ravelin likes watching the kitten squirm.
I mean,
Yes, she does.
yes.
There's a lot of things I like to watch, so let's move on.
So, where does the party go from the library? Do they go to check on Nishka?
No, we're sending a note to Nishka to let her know that we found something that we think she might be interested in as it relates to let's call it a pet project.
Okay.
I don't want to write anything down that could be intercepted. And then I suppose we should return to the halflings to spring Zero and Tavo from whatever interrogation they find themselves under.
Tavo, Zero, I want you both to roll me a d12.
I'm not saying anything.
Then you're getting no tarts.
I don't
want you to
care.
roll- I want you to roll
I'm
me a
rolling it. I'm
D12.
rolling. That's a big fat nat 1.
So, as the three of you walk in, you see Zero with a nice pile of 7 lemon tarts.
All 20 knows how to tell a story.
And he is
Tavo
savoring
is just-
everyone.
He's just savoring them, and you see just Tavo just sitting there looking sad and alone with his single.
I'm
Just
telling you,
Kamari
Millie.
walks in, looks at the scenario and goes, Millie, how many times do I have to tell you? It's a really good interrogation technique. Well done. And she gives Millie a high five.
I'm sitting there holding them, playing with them like they're poker chips, just like lifting them up and then letting them drop one by one.
I actually just have my arms crossed, like,
hold
Listen.
on, hold on. What did you say, Kamari?
I totally snag a tart off of Zero's plate.
and I'm just sit there, arms crossed, like, I'm not compromising my beliefs. Thank you very much, but thank you for the tart as I eat it.
Kamari, that's fair given what I had to do to get them.
You little, you sang like a canary.
Millie.
So what I'm hearing is, for once, Tava wasn't doing all the talking.
Listen, what happens on a date? What happens on a
Millie
date?
just kind of looked at you and goes, "Well, you weren't giving me my details."
Mari just facepalm, sighs, does the one thing she knows she can do to Millie that will piss her the heck off. She pats Millie's head and then walks down the hall to the room she's sharing with Shannon.
For the briefest of moments, Zero, Tavo, you just see this Millie just get this look on her face that fills you with icy dread.
So, you want to know details?
Kamari pats her on the head as she walks by. You don't do that to halflings.
Nope.
Not if you
No, you
plan on
don't.
surviving the
But as you walk away, you hear Tolson go, "All right, Millie, enough of your bakery." And you just hear the grills start. Now, how about some more details? And there's just the sound of a steak hitting the grill.
Oh, you mean man!
I'm immediately on the other side of the grill, still holding my lemon tarts.
You horrible,
you wouldn't have
horrible
salmon, would you?
man!
What?
What was that, sir?
Talking to Tolson. You wouldn't have salmon, would you?
I might.
Listen, Millie, Tolson, I've said this once, I'll say it a million times. What happens on a date?
I pick up Tavo's Warhammer meat tenderizer.
Tavo, I want you to make
yeah.
me a wisdom. I want you to make me a wisdom save as the smell of the steak hits you.
18! And I'm gonna make an athletics check to see if I can take my.
No.
Hold on, no. Hold on. Now make me a con save.
You have been here all day.
Oh no, that was a. Did he say a wisdom save or a wisdom check?
First wisdom,
save.
then con.
That's a 13. Not so good.
As you stand there in your righteousness and
Not righteousness. I'm just.
and as you stand there and hold to your principles, you cross your arms, kind of look away, and then there's just this sound.
Was that Cheeto?
No. I think that was your stomach. And if he doesn't want to talk, I happen to know where he took her. I totally want some steak.
They know where he took her. That's why he has one tart. But if you know any other details, they'll be more than happy to.
I don't kiss and tell. I don't care how good that steak smells. You're putting cilantro on it. Oh.
Is it just his date with Kamari that you're interested in?
Wait, what?
Oh, we're always interested in details.
No.
Wait,
There's one with a
no,
with a
Talk
different.
about a particular night of drinking for some salmon.
There was another date that happened.
I cast zone of silence on this party right here, right now. No.
That only lasts for 10 minutes.
I don't care.
You'll
How
run it
big is the zone of silence?
I cast Chuck and grasp sack tap.
Well, no, it's the zone of silence covers the entire kitchen. But as you're
I'm gonna take Tolson by the hand and walk him away.
well, no, Tolson just continues to cook on the grill. There's no sound, but Tavo, that smell gets richer and richer every moment as Millie, just sort of realizing she can't talk, just turns and looks at you and smiles, and you see her start turning around and writing notes and passing them back and forth to Kamari and Ravelin.
Mari's not there.
Coronis and Ravelin?
Saronis and Ravelin.
Not to mention, you realize by denying yourself that sense, your sense of smell actually strengthened.
I know it
temporarily.
does, okay?
Somebody
I'm
wasn't
just-
thinking.
Wait,
Somebody was
it-
squirming.
is any of it done? Do I have a piece of steak yet?
Yes, Hero. You have
no.
your pound of flesh.
No. You don't have a piece of steak. You have a bite of steak that's been carefully cut off and placed on a tiny little plate as a sample.
Oh,
I hold up the tiny sign that says salmon, and I hold the note just out of reach.
Why am I seeing a Wile E. Coyote thing right here? You just write it down on a billboard. Salmon.
Oh no, the fish has already been taken away from you, Saronis, and it is being cooked.
I hand over the note to Millie, describing in painful, for me, detail of a certain night that happened due to drinking.
Oh, you rat!
And I, in turn, will compose a fairly descriptive interlude between Tavo and Meru, because I got that detail from Meru in exchange for my meal.
You rat finks!
The more you squirm, the better it is.
So, after Millie gets the information out of you two, and the silence fades away, and you just hear Tolson going, "So, Tavo, you're running out of room for steak." As he holds up another, and this just looks like a 1.5-inch thick porterhouse from something.
Like, seriously, you're making me my mouth water IRL right now.
He's just holding it up, kind of jiggles it back and forth, kind of slowly lowers it towards the grill. You can hear the meat as the juices drip off the meat as it gets a little warmer. You just hear them hit the grill. As he just waits. Meanwhile, Zero has probably taken his bite, and Zero looks like he's on cloud 9.
We went on a date. I took her to a museum. What? I'm not. Unless she tells me, I'm not going to say.
I suppose he
you-
gets
as you
some
say-
points for.
Well,
for
as you're saying, that, he's lowering it. Then that last part, he just kind of picks it back up and puts it on a plate.
I'm
And
gonna
then
do
you
this
just-
con save
you just
at
kinda-
disadvantage.
I think
10.
you're-
Now you get the wisdom save at disadvantage.
12.
I
Your
think your skills are
fortitude
good.
wanes.
Tavo, that steak is looking really, really, really good.
How about this? I will not give you any details, any intimate details on a date. But I will say, I will give you intimate details on a preparation for a date. Is that good enough?
By the way, while Tavo is
Quiet you. I am trying.
I'm doing something separate.
Okay.
The
While
answer,
Tavo is talking to them, I'm actually going to slip off and go hand Kamari the last half of a Gibby special that I have and tell her she needs to relax.
Take her some supper too.
I mean, just look at chat. So, now, are the
Hold on.
details?
Tavo, as you're about to start, Kamari comes in and kisses the top of your head before whispering something at you.
What did you whisper?
But as she's whispering, though, Millie walks over, kind of, and just sort of tugs on the whip before giving Kamari a look and a smile.
I go bright red, redder than the steak is.
Mari's in the middle of like whispering something, trails off, looks over at Linny and Zeronis, and just goes, "Oh, God. Go ahead, Tavo.
No,
Just,
but
you know what?
no,
Nope. Go for it. Because you know what? Kamari just takes what Sorota's offers, takes a plate of food, and just wanders back down the hallway.
I mean, fine. I'll tell you what we did on our date. But I'm going to beat you, Saronis.
I mean, you already won when you lost one. We do need a tiebreaker, but I think it will end with you on the ground again.
Within 30 minutes, everyone is sitting in the kitchen with a plate of food. The halflings are giggling to each other,
You rat.
comparing notes on which technique worked best.
Let it be known
Zero.
that the only technique that actually worked was Kamari saying yes.
Well, you notice Zero is just looking very pleased with himself, like the cat who caught the canary.
You pigeon.
Kamari's on the couch going, "So, I really hope there's no purple velvet cake involved." With a very pointed look at Millie and Tolson.
Although I will say, while they're doing that,
I mean, if she gave it to both of the boys,
Millie just kind of gets up, wanders over, smiles at her, and goes, "Well, it did work out well in the end, right?"
Kamari just turns her head and just stares at the two of them.
Zero chokes on his food from in the kitchen.
I do.
Greatest interrogators I've ever met. You two are terrible about keeping your noses out of other people's business.
Well, we're halflings, darling. Besides, you're going to have to tell me where you learned how to use the whip like that.
That Tavo chokes on his food in the kitchen.
Why, Millie, do you want lessons?
Oh, I'm sure.
Nope, don't answer that. Nope.
Too late.
That was
Millie's only,
Lenny?
Millie's only reply to you is, "Are you sure you don't want lessons?"
Oh God, no! It was a joke. Lenny, back me up. It was a joke. Oh no.
What about wanting lessons? You
Yeah,
could
it was a
use one when it
joke.
comes to shopping for clothes, but
You-
aside from that,
Sure.
you seem to be doing all right.
Is there a spare room I can go sit alone and drink?
No, not really.
Drink
Go
here, I
ahead.
guess.
Go ahead. I think the only spare room is the one where Kamari and Shannon are staying.
Well, there's one for Lily.
I don't think they need it. I don't think they need to end up with a giant naked drunk me taking up the bed or the floor space.
But the day winds down, and those who aren't staying depart.
Well, before they do, can I get their opinion on my prep for Mayru's date?
No.
The cooking? No.
No.
Okay.
But-
Can I ask? Who's... Okay.
Questions can come later. But as everything winds down and the party starts making their way back to their abodes, Kamari, you're tucking Shannon in, and Shannon is pretty much already asleep. What are you planning to do with the information you've currently got?
Well, we need to take another look at that Titan copper. And get that letter to Nishka.
Well, it wouldn't be too hard for you to get the letter on the way.
Yeah, so I'll probably do that. Write the letter to Nishka, asking if I can take another look. Or not in using Rad's terms with the pet project.
Do you put it in the letter box?
No, I'd probably find, a kid or something, pay him a bit, send him to deliver it himself.
Okay. Ravelin.
Half
Mhm.
up front, half when he comes back with proof. Heard Nishka's response.
What about you? Saronis is sound asleep. You've had your 4-hour nap.
Probably go downstairs, head around doing house chores and stuff, trying not to be so loud that I wake him up or anything like that.
All right.
Not really much else for me to do until we know if or when Nishka's okay with us going to poke at the Titan copper again. I don't know. Might go sit out on the front step if there is one, or back porch if that's more likely.
Back porch is good. Bright and early the next morning. Roll me a D2.
Who would you like to roll that?
Tavo or Zero?
Well, I rolled the last one. 0, you're up.
Well, am I rolling a D2?
D2, yeah, you're flipping a coin.
Well, Zero?
Yes.
You're making your way back up to the halfling residence. And as you're walking up, there's something on the ground.
What is this?
It's Kamari's notebook.
And how far is it from the halfling house?
Not too far away.
I'm gonna pick it up quickly to quickly scan it, make sure everything's okay with it, and then look around.
How quickly do you scan it?
You're not the
Oh,
GM.
I taught
I know I'm not,
Mario
but-
about hidden pages, so you're not going to see anything you don't want to see.
Okay. Oh no, that's the question. 'Cause I know there's pretty detailed sketches there, so.
No, that's still folded at different points throughout the book.
That's what?
It's folded a bunch of times and then gets moved pages to pages, so it's at different points in the book at different times.
Yeah. But, yeah, Zero, you find Kamari's notebook just sort of lying not too far away. Think of it like if there was a long driveway. It's at the end of the driveway and a little to the right.
Hmm.
Oh, no, you're right. Never mind. Zero, it's not her notebook.
Oh.
It's her Tezca pendant.
Wait. What?
Why is this all about here? Kamari? I'm just gonna do a complete 360, scan the area.
No sign of her.
Alright. I'll go up to the house, knock on the door. Millie, Wilson, Kamari, Shannon.
You find the others getting up and getting ready, and they're like, "Oh, hello, Zero."
Morning. Is Kamari here?
Well, we haven't seen her all morning. I figured she was out and about trying to get her lab back in order.
Oh, Fallen, you evil, evil man.
She dropped this. I'm gonna hold out the pendant.
Shannon just kind of gets up, walks over to it, picks it up, and goes, Zero? She never drops this.
Yeah, which is setting off alarms right now. I'm worried.
Coronis, you wake up. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. Everything your grumpy little heart despises is happening. But as you head downstairs, there's something missing.
Okay.
There's no smell of coffee.
I'd take a look around the house.
You wander around, move out front, nothing. But as you head out back, you kind of just open the door and walk out. And as you're kind of looking around, you just hear the door thud close behind you.
I whip around.
I'm about to type to you what you find.
Oh no, angry DM typing.
The ominous sounds of DM typing.
Dun dun dun.
This cliffhanger is brought to you by the letter L.
No, this
L.
cliffhanger is brought to you by the interrogation styles of Million Tolson.
No. This cliffhanger is brought to you by Interrogation for Dummies, written by Million Tolson.
I'm very proud I stuck to my goal morals. Even with disadvantage.
Thought it was super cute.
Tavo, you hear Saronis' voice come over the walkie-talkie.
What's up, Saronis? Good morning.
No, it's not.
When he says no, it's not, I immediately go for my hammer, and like I'm already and I'm heading out the door. What's going on?
Get Zero, get to Kamari's, let me know when you're there.
I immediately start flying. I just straight as a bird goes. And I honestly don't even go for Zero. I go straight to Kamari's. And yeah, I end up at Kamari. I can end up at the Halflings. Do I find... Is Zero there?
Zero's at the Halfling house, yes.
Hey.
I'd still be there? Okay.
This
Saronis.
is all kind of happening around the same time.
Got it.
Saronis. I got Zero. What's going on? Where... Wait, Zero.
Tavo. Shh.
Is Kamari there?
Zero?
Is...
I know, I'm asking Zero.
And this, I found this right outside, and I'm gonna hold it up.
Saronis, she... I don't know where she is. She's not here. But her pendant, her Tesca pendant, the one thing I know she never takes off, is in Zero's hand.
And the one to the north of town, one to the south. Would I have a general idea of where they might be?
Well, you know which part of town he's talking about.
Wait, what?
Zero, Tavo, I want you to go to the southern part of town. I
Oh,
want you to
mean man.
Knock down every wall, every door, anything in your way. We're missing 2 of our party members.
Perhaps on too.
Yes. Help me find her. Help me find Kamari.
So just go to the southern part of town and just start bashing doors in?
Do I have a more reasonable suggestion there, Fallen?
Knowing Proul wants you to find one of them, you get a feeling it's probably going to be something you'll know. But we'll discuss that later.
Question.
Well, hold on. Saronis, would you care to read the note for the audience before we close for the night?
Oh, well, hold on. Before we do, I want to ask a question. Would clairvoyance help here? So I can plan.
You'll find out next week.
Curse you!
Alright, hush. Silence. Note.
There was a note pinned to the door with a dagger. It reads, choose your heart or your soul. By the chime of 3-1 will cease to be. I have hidden one in the north of town and one to the south. Try as you might, my fleet little friend, the hour will toll for one.
And on that, we're leaving it.
That's where we're leaving for this week.
You
hands are clenched together in one giant fist and slamming the ground.
You rat. But real quick, I'm just going to say it here. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight's stream was brought to you by Gemhammer & Sons. Save 10% off everything on the store by using code SCARVESUP. That is SCARVESUP at gemhammer.com/shop. Thank you for tuning in. Remember these 3 things. 1, you matter more than anything else in the world. 2, stay out of melee range. Well, 4 things this week. 2, stay out of melee range. 3, have a fantastic Thanksgiving tomorrow. If you can't spend Thanksgiving with your family, I apologize, but please have a happy Thanksgiving. And 4, God loves gamers. You guys have a great night.